Isn't St Coleman's Cathedral behind me here just magnificent? An elevated site overlooking Cork Harbour and the town of Cove. The cathedral boasts a 49-bell carillon, the only instrument of its type in the country. And on Sundays during the summer, recitals of the carillon take place. And as you can hear, today is no exception. A visit to Cove would be incomplete without popping into the cathedral, as Maria Malarkey found out.
St Coleman's Cathedral is an architectural gem. Designed and built by Pugin and Ashlin, taking 47 years to complete. It rises majestically over the town of Cove, overlooking the entrance to Cork Harbour.
St Coleman's Cathedral, the building of it started in 1868. It took, you could say 50 years, but it was finished in 47 years. And the spire was built as a later addition, but that took 4 years. So that started in 1911 and was finished in 1915. And after that, then the final part of you could say the jigsaw was the putting in of the carillon of bells and the clock mechanism, and that took place in 1916. The architecture of the cathedral is neo-Gothic, and the cathedral itself was built on the site of the original church, parish church of Cove, which was called St John the Baptist.
Father Leamy, wood features prominently in the cathedral, doesn't it?
It's a main feature within the cathedral itself, but it is the pitch pine we have in our seating or the ceiling of the cathedral. But then we also have Austrian oak, which is the pulpit is created from. And at the base of the pulpit itself, we have the two angels carrying a scroll, which just simply says, "Go, teach ye all nations," which is emphasizing the word of God that would be preached from the pulpit, which is so important in all of our lives, even though the pulpit now is not in daily use. The cathedral is home to two choirs in our parish. We have the cathedral choir that sing at the 12 o'clock Mass on a Sunday. We have the chamber choir that sing at the 7 o'clock Mass on a Sunday. And we're extremely fortunate to have the quality of the choirs that we actually have.
My history of involvement in the cathedral here goes back to 1993, where I was one of the original members of what was known then as the youth choir. About 5 years ago then, I was actually appointed choir director for here in the cathedral in Cove. There are occasions where the two choirs would sing together. For example, this coming June, they have been, combined choirs have been invited to sing in Westminster Cathedral in London. And subsequently we've been invited to sing in St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican in Rome. I love the job I do, I suppose, because when I look at the members and I see the satisfaction and enjoyment that they get out of it, not only just for the choir rehearsals on a weekly basis, but also combined with the masses at the weekends, and also the odd events where we have to go away, give a recital, and where we have applauses from people that appreciate the time and effort that the members are giving. And I hope that it'll continue for many years to come.
St Coleman's is also home to a 49-bell carillon. Adrian Gabrers is the carillionaire of the cathedral, and he follows in his father's footsteps as he climbs the 200 steps of the cathedral tower to play it. The carillon, which was installed in 1916, is played from a console within the belfry, consisting of a keyboard and a pedalboard. It's the only instrument of its kind in the country and is the largest in Ireland and Britain.
Most people, I suppose, when they're growing up, they take nowadays guitars, in my days pianos as being normal musical instruments. For me, it was the carillon. It was only when I was about 8 or 9 I suddenly realised that not everybody's father played bells as my father did. So yes, it's a family tradition. I also had an uncle who was carillionaire of Antwerp Cathedral in Belgium. The carillon to me is quite a special instrument in that, first of all, there are so few of them. There are less than 1,000, maybe about 600 in the world as a whole. I now teach carillon at the University in Cork. So in 1 year, a music student who has competence in music, who perhaps plays another keyboard instrument, can reach a fairly good standard of performance.
Well, I didn't have a year of lessons, just a few minutes, but I had to give it a go.
Same thing again. As long as I can, I would hope to continue playing it. But as I mentioned, I am teaching students in the university in Cork, and so hopefully there will be somebody to continue this tradition, because it is quite a unique tradition in Cove. And by the way, this is internationally recognised as being one of the finest carillons in the world in terms of the bells and the location. It is really quite special.
It is an iconic building. It is a building that has stood the test of time over the years. There's still ongoing work taking place in the cathedral, and this coming August it will be 90 years since its consecration. So Please God, it will be a building that will last many, many years into the future for people, not just here in Cove, but throughout Ireland and throughout the world.
Now, one of the local attractions popular with tourists is the Cove Museum. Actually, local people come here in numbers as well to engage in their own history. It was opened in '73, and the chairman is Sean O'Lynchick. Sean, the actual building is very striking. How did you come by it?
Well, it was originally a Scots Presbyterian church. It was built here in 1854, and it served as the church right up until 1969, when it was closed down and donated to Cork County Council. And 4 years later, Cove ICA opened a museum here.
Now, you've a whole array of artefacts here, in large part drawing on your marine sort of heritage. And you had a significant visitor not too long ago.
We had, I think it was about last June, almost a year ago, the Reverend Ian Paisley was on official business here in Cove. He was being welcomed by the Town Council, and he paid an informal visit to the museum as well here. This, of course, being a former Presbyterian church, he went and stood up on the pulpit above and seemed to enjoy himself.
And did the famous booming voice fill the church?
It did indeed, it did indeed.
And so we come to the end of this evening's programme. You know, there really is lots to see and do in Cove, and if you're lucky enough to come during the summer months, you might just see one of these big liners coming in.
It is hugely impressive, actually, absolutely ginormous.
Yeah, I missed you for the tour of the boat. You didn't come on board.
No, I wasn't equipped.
You didn't have your tuxedo.
I'll get one on live and hope.
Okay.
That ends the programme for this evening. Do join us again at the same time on Wednesday next. Until then, from Cove and from all of us on your nationwide team, very good evening. And on next Wednesday's programme, they may be man's best friend, but how are we looking after our dogs? The rescue centres which have taken in those abandoned dogs, how are they doing in recession? When the glory days of the track are finished for our greyhounds, they need the help of devoted animal lovers. The public donations are drying up.